UFC 275 weigh-in recap show, full card predictions, and the betting breakdown. Make sure you guys smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn those post notifications on, and share the video as well. We're going to talk about each of these matchups for a final time. Let's jump into the first fight of the night. Joselyne Edwards versus Ramona Pascual. Earlier on in the week, I have been on the Edwards side, but very cautiously. And her showing up with the pink hair, I don't know. I just saw it and I got a bad feeling about it. The takedown defense is a huge weakness in the Edwards game. Pascual is okay wrestling. Face to face, you see ever so slight maybe size edge towards Pascual physically. I bet that she's the stronger girl of the two. The jiu-jitsu side of things is going to be interesting because I feel like Edwards is probably slicker on the mat, but she's got horrendous takedown defense. I'm going to still stick with my guns and like kind of say Edwards, but not really. It's a 50-50 fight. It's a dog or pass style bet. I wouldn't throw money at Joselyne Edwards. I think she could beat Pascual. I also do think she's quicker on the feet and can land more significant shots. But that takedown defense is like a huge red flag that it's an automatic never bet. And Pascual would probably be the way to go if you're looking to throw down on the dog. Plus 150 for Pascual. Edwards minus 157. If we look at overs, over 2.5, minus 210. I don't like any betting on this fight really. But dog or pass style situation, I'd say. Pascual to win via decision plus 300. That could be fairly likely. Edwards by decision plus 150. If you're going anywhere, I feel like you got to go Pascual for the win. If you're betting and it's Pascual by decision, because it's about 50-50. Edwards, the official pick, but don't like her at all as far as the betting side. The value is the other way with Ramona. Let's jump to the next one. Silvana Gomez-Juárez versus Liang. Excited to see these ladies throw down. I like Gomez-Juárez on the feet a lot. Now, earlier on in the week, the pick is Liang. We'll check them out on the scales here. You see Silvana Gomez-Juárez, good shape. Liang, maybe not as muscular, but a little bit taller. Striking, the advantage is Gomez-Juárez. On the ground is where Liang will have the edge. She has to get it there, which is definitely concerning. If she can't land the takedown, it's a worrisome position to be in because Gomez-Juárez hits hard. She's got a big straight right. And if she lands on the chin, she can do serious damage. She dropped Vanessa Demopoulos. I'm going to predict that Liang wins by submission, but it's one of those fights that I would lean towards no bet or live bet if you have to. If Gomez-Juárez is able to defend the takedowns, start striking a bit, like I could see a second round TKO on her side. But I'm picking Liang win via submission. Now, as far as the lines here, Liang is a slight dog, plus 118. Gomez-Juárez minus 126. Very competitive matchup. Essentially a true pick'ems here. It's expected to go inside of the distance. That's so crazy with women's MMA, but like this really seems like a fight that doesn't go the full 3. Under 2.5, minus 170. Excuse me, under 2.5, minus 170. Under 1.5 is minus 105. I'd sit out on both. I'm not a fan of betting anything here besides maybe Liang via sub, but it's plus 195, plus 140. Terrible. Let's see Juárez by KO, 275. No bet on this one, but I am on the dog side on Liang to win. And I will say by submission, but very dependent on if she can land the takedowns. Let's keep running up the card. Fight number 3, Kang versus Danaa Batgerel. I'm really excited to see these two throw down. Earlier on in the week, I have been on Kang. We'll check them out on the scales. There is Danaa Batgerel. And there is Kyo. And there's a face-off for you guys. Pretty intense face-off. Similar size. Power edge is towards Danaa. I think the speed edge favors Kang. Technical boxing edge, I'm going to lean it towards Kang. But power in the hooks, definitely towards the side of Batgerel. On the ground, I think Kang has better offensive wrestling and top game. Batgerel by knockout is probably the method of victory for him if he is to succeed. I'm picking Kyung to win, leading it towards the decision side though. Batgerel is going to be dangerous standing, and if Kang gets inside of the pocket and caught, if Batgerel can land that overhand, he can drop a lot of guys at 135 pounds. But I think Kang's durability also is something to note. Guy that goes distance a lot. I'm going to pick him to win a decision here over Danaa Batgerel. Kyo is a plus 121 underdog here, and Batgerel minus 131 is the favorite. So I like the dog side of things. Over 2.5, minus 115. I'd rather just dog play Kang. Kang by decision, plus 275. Batgerel by KO is plus 190, and Kang by sub. I believe Mike picked that on the money line last night, plus 650. You're looking for like a super wide one, maybe Kang by sub, but I'm thinking Kang win by decision as an underdog. So definitely a potential dog attack there, and a good matchup in the bantamweight division. Let's keep running to the next one. It is Brendan Allen versus Jacob Malkoun. I've been on the side of Brendan Allen all week, but Jacob Malkoun's not necessarily an easy out. We'll check him out on the scales. There is Jacob Malkoun, training partner of Robert Whittaker, rocking that signature hairy chest. Brendan Allen, and then he's got some type of dead animal on his head. There's the face-off. I will say, Malkoun looks taller than 5'9". Him and Allen look near nose to nose, maybe 2 inches difference in the height, so I'm not super concerned about the size. Malkoun is pretty decent wrestling, but I don't think he's extremely high level with it. He's not like a Dagestani top game and wrestling base. Brendan Allen's got pretty damn good jiu-jitsu. He's got okay stand-up, pretty quick with the kickboxing. He's improving. He's improved for sure since his debut. Malkoun didn't really impress me a ton against AJ Dobson, but he did get a grinding win. For me, I see Malkoun needing to win a decision using wrestling and just grinding from the top. I think Brendan Allen has more of a threat with the finish by submission, and he can win a decision. I will go Brendan Allen for the win. I kind of see potential for a submission here. Let's look towards the betting side. There's definitely a chance that Allen gets the hand raised by decision, though. Minus 290 money line for Brendan Allen. Malkoun plus 258. Fight goes over a round and a half at minus 150. If you have an over 1.5 round bet, minus 155, I feel like that's a solid bet to place. If Malkoun gets finished, I kind of see it later in the second or third. It's not going to be easy to control on the floor either. I think it's a fairly competitive fight. Chance of Allen by submission, though. Allen via sub plus 215. I really don't love it. I wouldn't be touching it. Over a round and a half, minus 150. Might be your best bet on this matchup, because I do think the favorite, Brendan Allen, gets the hand raised over Jacob Malkoun in this middleweight matchup. Let's keep running up the card. Next fight of the night. Maheshate versus Steve Garcia. I have been on the Maheshate side, and I'm excited to see him inside of the UFC. Let's check them out. There's Steve Garcia. There is Maheshate. Machete's got that size advantage too. I think Machete's winning probably by KO. As the fight week has gone on, I'm building confidence in Maheshate. I like the way he looks in that face-off. 6 feet. He looks to be about 6 foot with Garcia at 5'10", because they have Garcia listed at 6 foot. He looks clearly like 2+ inches shorter. There's no way. He's 5'10". Maheshate from range is dangerous. He's very light-footed with his striking. I think he's going to land good straight shots, multi-shot combos inside. I don't think Steve Garcia has the wrestling game to like dominate Maheshate, but of course it's a question mark around Machate's ground game. But I think Steve Garcia is going to lose here. I think probably he's getting knocked out. Could see it by decision. Yes, Steve Garcia's fought the better competition, but Maheshate seems to be the prospect to keep an eye on, and I'm excited to see it. I got him winning. I'm leaning towards KO now, though, but the original pick earlier on in the week was decision. He's a dog, plus 158. Garcia, minus 167 is the favorite. I like the underdog here. Maheshate to win. Inside of the distance is plus 290. Him by KO, plus 310. Let's see Maheshate decision. That's plus 500. There's definitely a chance that he can knock Steve Garcia out. I think on the feet he's going to do well. If I'm betting it, I'm straight money line dog attack on Maheshate. And I think that he's going to beat Steve Garcia here in his UFC debut. So I'm looking forward to it. Let's get to the featured prelim of the night. Seung Choi versus Josh Culibao. I have been on the Culibao side all week long. Probably surprising to a lot of people. He's not a popular dog, but I feel like he's a live one. Let's look at the weigh-ins. There is Josh Culibao. There is Seung Choi. And there is a handshake and a nose-to-nose face-off. Guys, I think Josh Culibao is 100% in this fight. And seeing them go nose-to-nose, you see the size. Equivalent. Seung Choi is fairly tall at featherweight, 6 foot. Culibao listed at 5'10". They seem to be near each other in the height department. I think Culibao is going to find his way in landing shots by closing distance. I think the low kicks are going to be a factor in this spot. I think he can win a hard-fought decision, too, mixing in some wrestling. Choi from distance is dangerous. He does have a good straight. He's quick, solid kicks. Overall, the stand-up game of Seung Choi is impressive, but as is Culibao's, and I would even say Culibao is maybe a little bit more explosive. He said he wants to kind of counter in this fight. That's what he said in a recent interview. So something to watch out for. More patient Culibao catches Seung Choi closing distance. I'm going to say Culibao by decision, though, as the official pick. Now, looking at the odds, Culibao plus 196, Choi minus 217. The value's all over Culibao as a large underdog. Culibao by decision, plus 900. That's wide. Where's that at? Over at MyBookie, plus 900? If you got plus 900 money to throw down Culibao by decision, I'm picking him by decision here over Seung Choi. And I like him just straight money line as a dog too. Nearly plus 200. He's plus 196, plus 190. That's great value. And I see him getting the hand raised over Seung Choi. Good fight to close out the prelims. And we jump towards the main card. We did lose the Manel Kape and Rogerio Bontorin fight. We started off, though, with Jack Della, Maddalena, and Ramazan Emeev. Make sure you guys smash that like button and subscribe if you're new. And let's talk about this fight. Jack Della, Maddalena has been the pick all week long. And I feel like his striking game is very fun to watch and something that I think could take him towards the upper echelon of the welterweight division. There is Ramazan. There is Jack Della, Maddalena. And there is a quality face-off between the two there. I think Jack Della Maddalena is actually going to get the knockout here. That's been my pick this week. And he's going to sleep Emeev. Emeev is the weaker of the Dagestani wrestlers, really. He doesn't have that same base. He's not Islam Makhachev. He's not Khabib. He's Ramazan Emeev. And he's okay. He's a solid fighter, 20-5. Not the best wrestling game, not the best top control. Doesn't scream Dagestani. If he wasn't listed from Dagestan from his wrestling, you wouldn't think that he was. That's what I'll say. Jack Della Maddalena's got dangerous stand-up. I don't want to make early comparisons to Robert Whittaker, but he's, Australian fighter. Got to give it a little bit up. I think Jack Della Maddalena win, and I'm going to say by knockout in the second round over Ramazan Emeev. Now, looking towards the odds, minus 149 for Della Maddalena, Emeev plus 135. I like Della Maddalena confidently, and I am going to say win by KO. Della Maddalena KO plus 320. Let's see it by decision is plus 200. I like the KO more so. I'm excited to see Jack Della out there, though, because the stand-up game is enjoyable to watch. He's very crisp with his boxing. Good multi-shot combos, mean lead hook. And I think he can touch that chin of Ramazan Emeev, who likes to stand up a lot, regardless of him being a Dagestani wrestler. He likes to strike for the most part. Does obviously mix in the wrestling too, but that's not going to be easy with Jack Della Maddalena, who I think knocks him out. Let's keep on running up. The replacement for Manel Kape and Rogerio Bontorin on the main card, we have Jake Matthews versus Andre Fialho. I have been on Fialho all week with some solid confidence as well. He's a very dangerous fighter. There is Jake Matthews. He's got the mop top. And there's Andre Fialho. And there's a quality face-off there. Both guys close, a little bit of a size difference, maybe a little bit favoring height towards Fialho, but both guys about the same height. Yeah, 5'11" to 6 foot. Makes sense. It looks about that. Fialho has the real power edge. I think Jake Matthews is potentially hittable with the left hook. I feel like he's a bit stiff with his upper body striking, even though he comes in with solid pressure. He's there to be cracked. Very square stance. Fialho, explosive guy, takes one to land one on the ground. I think Fialho might even have the better jiu-jitsu, but I could see it being close to one another. Not enough so that Matthews is able to grind out a decision with wrestling. I see Fialho defending well, and I see him landing big punches and getting a KO. I'm saying Andre Fialho by second round knockout over Jake Matthews. Now, looking at the lines here, Fialho is sitting at -140, Matthews plus 133. I like the Andre Fialho side for the win. And by KO is the official pick too. KO, Fialho, plus 110, plus 120. It's not great, but I think it's likely. The money line is also available to you guys at a decent value of -140 best. And I see Fialho cashing. Andre Fialho, win, knockout. Let's get to our featured bout of the night. I wish this was 5 rounds. It is Weili Zhang versus Jędrzejczyk 2. I wish we had 5 to see these two decide who's the better fighter. Because that first one was extremely close over the full 5. Joanna needs to start quick. I think she will. I think she's the faster girl of the two, but more explosiveness and power towards the side of Weili Zhang. But Joanna can land more strikes as Weili would just land one. Multi-shot combos inside, great low kicks. I feel like Joanna Jędrzejczyk also has the wrestling defense. If Zhang is looking to get this fight to the mat, Joanna's not going to be easy to get there. She's extremely good with her movement. We have a full-size 30-foot octagon, so we're not going to be worried about Joanna potentially being backed up in the small cage and grinded against the fence. We have 30 feet there. We have the full size, which I'm very happy about. I'm going to pick Joanna by decision. I would love to see it 5 rounds, though. Unfortunately, we just get 3. It's Joanna's comeback fight. Has not fought, I think, 2 years and 2 months. Yeah, 2 years and 2 months. Zhang, 6 months ago, lost a split to Rose Namajunas, a fight she was definitely in. Winner of this fight is also fighting for the belt, and I suggest to you this. I think either one of these girls wins against Carla Esparza. Now, I know we didn't look at them on the scales yet, but we're pulling it up now. Earlier on in the week, we've been on Joanna. We're still on Joanna. There is Zhang. Front double bicep. She got some peaks. There's a good little face-off there. These two are friendly towards one another, though. It's a fight. And I think Joanna is going to get her hand raised here and challenge for the belt against Carla Esparza, which was her first ever title fight. And we're going through the circle of again in that weight class. Let's get to the co-main event. Valentina Shevchenko versus Taila Santos. We have a very worthy challenger in Taila Santos. I'm happy to see a 20-1, or I guess 19-1 fighter rather. Oh, could have been 20-0. Bad decision there. Take on Valentina Shevchenko, 22-3, absolute monster, best female on the planet. I've been on Valentina all week long. Nothing you're going to see is going to change the side of that. Like, I don't think it's likely at all that Taila Santos wins. There is Valentina. There is Taila. There is quality little face-off. It's like there's a clip of Taila like swallowing. They call it a frog swallow. And like Valentina saw it and like raised her eyebrows and smirked at her like, yeah, I got you. I do think Valentina has her here. I feel like she's going to be very dangerous on the feet, explosive. I feel like grappling-wise, I don't see Taila Santos having the wrestling game to like take Shevchenko down and control her. If it goes to the mat, I could actually see Shevchenko bullying Santos a bit with the physical strength edge. She's a special fighter, guys. Valentina Shevchenko for the win. I'm leaning towards decision, but I also like the possibility of KO, TKO later. Valentina for the win. Could get the finish at any time, and she's getting her hand raised. And still, -503 for Valentina, plus 450 for Taila. So there's really not money to be made on Valentina Shevchenko, but she's going to win the fight. I don't even like this over-under here. Maybe over 1.5 at -370 could cash for you. I don't really like the betting side of this fight at all. Shevchenko by decision, plus 115 range. I think that plus 655 is wrong. No way that's accurate. Shevchenko by KO, TKO, plus 230. I don't like it at all. I'm going Shevchenko. Money line. Not really. You're not playing a money line. It would be Shevchenko in a parlay to finish it out. That's really the only way you can play her. There's not much value in the props there, and could get the win by KO. Could also go distance. Value-wise, I guess the KO TKO is there, but I really don't love it. Santos is going to be difficult, and we could see Shevchenko winning a decision here, but dominant for sure. Let's jump towards the main event of the evening. It is Glover Teixeira versus Jiří Procházka. If you guys haven't yet, make sure to smash the like button, and if you're new, subscribe to the channel and turn those post notifications on too. The main event, the Brazilian Pitbull. I love Glover Teixeira, guys. All week I have been on Jiří Procházka. He is the favorite here. We'll check them out on the scales. It was a great clip that I saw of Glover talking about when his grandfather found out he was champ. There's Jiří looking jacked. Little front double bicep action. There's Glover, ready to rock, in great shape. 40s, but he looks better than ever. Respectable face-off, handshake. These two are ready to go to war with one another, and I can't wait to see it. But yeah, Glover, that moment of him talking about his grandfather, like, wow, you're the champion of the world, and just absolute, like, mesmerization. That was so cool. Could Glover win the fight? If he gets it to the floor, Glover Teixeira is definitely live. But standing up, he's going to be in serious danger with an awkward, tricky, and powerful striker like Jiří Procházka, who's just built different. This guy trains insane. He had an eye patch on, and he's like reading a book and like certain points. The guy does the craziest stuff. Jiří Procházka is that guy. And I feel like he'd be a great champion. I love Glover as champ. Of course, he's great for the sport. This guy's an ambassador, a legend. But new blood, I believe, will be on the top. I think a new lion in the light heavyweight division is needed, and it's going to be Jiří Procházka winning by first round knockout. I believe he's going to sleep Glover Teixeira here. If somehow Glover does win, though, I do think the method of victory would be by submission, and let's be honest, we'd all be extremely happy for Glover. Looking at the line, Glover is a dog, plus 180. Jiří Procházka, minus 200. Let's see. Procházka by KO TKO, minus 130. I do think if he wins, it's going to be by KO TKO. If his opponent Teixeira wins, it's win by submission, plus 335. Way more upside on the sub. But I really see Glover getting hurt. I see him getting knocked out. Under 2.5 rounds, minus 190. I also do like. I think it's probably going under a round and a half, plus 127 best value. But it definitely could get into the later stages. And I'll say this, if it goes longer, end of the second, start of the third, middle to the third, I think that favors Glover Teixeira with the grappling. And I feel like the longer he survives, the more likely the chance is that he gets Jiří to the ground, locks up a submission, either with back control or an arm triangle, because Glover's definitely dangerous on the mat. But I'm going to say Jiří Procházka to win by knockout. This is an incredible fight, and I cannot wait to see these two face off. Now, before I send you guys off, I got to give you the final parlay here to finish it out with. Let's look at what we can come up with for UFC 275, which for some reason is just all out of whack on best fight odds. They just, I don't know what they're doing. I like Jack Della Maddalena a ton, and I like Andre Fialho, plus 191. Safer play, but one that definitely could come to fruition. I like the over 2.5 rounds for Zhang, Weili, and Joanna. That is plus 303. I think that is a fantastic value play, and one certainly you could cash on. Now, looking also at adding more to the mix, maybe. Do you throw Jiří Procházka at the top end, plus 505? I think it could jack the hammer and nail if you want to play that main. I think this is a great one, more of a wider Hail Mary style play, but I think one that could definitely be a possible casher. And if you want to really hit it lottery ticket style, plus 1,442. Della Maddalena, Fialho, over 2.5 for Joanna versus Weili, Jiří Procházka, and Maheshate, plus 1,442. Unfortunately, we don't have my guy anymore to place it in. Manel Kopp, one of my confident picks. But if you wanted to go crazy and go double dog attack, plus 3,214 if you added in Kyung. good luck to you guys playing the parlays. Be smart. 2-3 fighters max of like your real hard hits. And then the Hail Mary plays have fun with. Thank you all so much for tuning in. The Fight Companion will be live tomorrow for the entire card. So make sure to join it. Smash the like here. Subscribe if you're new. Turn on those post notifications. If you really enjoy the content, share the video as well. If you don't have anything to say, drop a W in the chat. But if you do have something to say, let me know in the comments what you think of the picks. And for that live stream, Saturday, 100 likes, and we'll get that first shoey going. I think it's going to be a multiple shoey night. Much love, my people, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.